offseason starts, we have to go to the Super Bowl. And to get to the Super Bowl, we had to watch the divisional playoffs and the conference championships. Zino, why don't you go ahead and do a quick recap of don't go too deep into the divisional round.
Okay.
But so, conference, yeah.
First of all, I'm not gonna pull up the spreadsheet.
Don't. I lost. I got third place out of two people.
Yeah, so Zeus for the championship games picked Buffalo and Green Bay, so that's all you need to know about that. Yeah, so the divisional rounds, this is our first chance to see both Kansas City and Green Bay in action because they got the bye, of course. Kansas City played against the Browns, and I believe they were down. Weren't they down at some point? No,
I don't think they were ever down. They might have been down.
Okay,
but.
No, sorry. I'm thinking of Mahomes getting a concussion. Kansas City won, but people were like, "Oh, is Mahomes going to be available to play during the AFC Championship game?" Spoiler alert: he was. But the Bills also beat the Ravens, and then in the other side, Tampa Bay looked really good against the Saints. Their defense has been looking good with that towards the last month of the season, and they really came through in that game against the Saints. Very impressive. And then Green Bay beat the Rams pretty easily, I think. Which brought us to this past weekend. I think of the two games, I think the NFC Championship game was much better. It was a much better watch as a neutral. I wanted Green Bay to win just because I didn't want Tom Brady to get yet another championship. However, to be honest, I'm happy for the guy. I'm happy for the guy, but honestly, this wasn't. People are like, "Oh, it's official. Tom Brady's the GOAT. It's not Bill Belichick. It's Tom Brady." This dude threw 3 interceptions in the second half. All right, the defense came through.
This dude has a pact with the devil, man. Look, first of all, your first game is against the Washington Redskins, the third team. So, by the way, how the hell is it the NFC has had like some of the toughest teams, but yet we're the only ones? The NFC is the only ones that have snuck in teams at 7-9.
Oh, the NFC East, you mean?
No, it wasn't. So very first ones was the Seattle Seahawks. Remember when Beastquake happened? Mm-hmm. When New Orleans lost to Seattle Seahawks, and then it was Carolina Panthers within our division. Actually, NFC East has now the NFC East finally had one, which is the Washington Redskins, the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
So you the first game you go against is a 7-9 team, right? In a horrid division. You win that game. Then you go to New Orleans, where Drew Brees really, really showed his age.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. But also, they also did that to Aaron Rodgers. They didn't just Aaron Rodgers is a pretty mobile guy. He's no Lamar Jackson.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. He always has an amazing defense, doesn't he? Like he always he had one in for some reason New England's defense went to hell once he left, and now they came over to the Buccaneers.
Yeah. So So you're saying the Brees showed his age in the game against?
I think so. Yeah. You think it's over for him? You think he's done?
He did say he's retiring. I thought. Oh, I think
I don't think so. No, I think he says he's like I have some thinking to do.
Oh, okay. I know that he's like interviewed at like NBC. So
he has a basically I think like a standing like agreement.
Okay.
He's gonna be a media guy afterwards. He's definitely gonna be a media guy. They already said that. I don't know if he's gonna be like Tony Romo and jump straight into the booth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might be an analyst or something like that. Currently, right now, the Saints GM says that they haven't heard from Drew Brees about retirement. He might really be thinking it over.
I think he's done. Because you can tell from the likes of like Tom Brady that pushing that age, you can tell that he changes things around to keep himself a little more fit. He's not much of a runner, but he keeps himself in a good enough position to where he can still sling the ball around. Not saying Drew Brees is like decrepit or anything, but you could see it some parts during the season that he has lost some arm strength, lost a bit of a step. So he's had a good career.
He got a ring.
He has a ring, yeah. You can
And
ride up into the sunset.
he's the one that gave him the ring. So it's not like, he rode the defense's coattails like Peyton Manning did his last one.
Yeah.
Like you did. Look, if you got a Super Bowl, honestly, you don't even have to have a Super Bowl ring to have an amazing career. There are so many amazing football players that have never gotten a ring. Tony Gonzalez never got a ring. Randy Moss never had a ring. Dan Marino never got a ring. The number one ringless greatest of all time. So if you got one, especially if you're the reason why you got it, we want to talk about Bounty Gate, but if you're one of the reasons why you got it, you got the, he has a great career. I think it's crazy. When my kids start really watching football and knowing about it, like let's just say like 12 years old, that's I think is the age that kids really start paying attention to it. There'll probably be a gap of football players that they never see. But there's still going to be some players that they grew up with, but they'll never know about Drew Brees as a QB. They'll never know about
him as a Hall of Famer.
Quarterback.
Yeah, they'll know him as a Hall of Famer, more than likely.
Well, no, or they'll be like me, who I didn't know. Like sometimes the commentators, I was like, oh crap, they played, and not only did they play, but they were like amazing players and like got rings or whatever. But yeah, Drew Brees is going to be like one of those, like they're going to know him as an analyst, the guy who's on NFL Network. Tony Romo is going to be in the booth. So I think Drew Brees is probably done. I don't know if he's going to try to write it out one more time. Like, be like, I can't end it that way. The likelihood of you getting back to the playoffs based off of your play alone is very, plus, man, your body is like, come on, your body's important. Like, you gotta let it go. I think Roethlisberger is retiring too.
I don't think Brees should try and do one more. And I think the 3 games where Taysom Hill took over for him, I think it showed them that they can do this with Hill, even though they might draft a quarterback in a later round.
Taysom Hill is not a full season starting quarterback.
They might draft one in the later round, but at least he's shown them that he can fill in if need be. But we are getting off topic. We're supposed to be talking about the championship games. So yeah, in the championship game, Tampa Bay and Green Bay played each other. I thought that was the better of the 2 games. Like I said, Brady threw 3 interceptions in that second half. Green Bay started working their way back.
And Green Bay didn't score off any of them.
Yeah, but they were down 17, I think, at the half. They were down by a lot. I know that. Yeah. And they started working their way back. And at one point, they were down by 8 points. Now, if you remember, they were down by 5 because after scoring a touchdown, they tried to get a 2-point conversion, and it hit that St. John guy, St. Brown. It hit St. Brown right in the hands for a 2-point conversion and dropped. So they ended up being down by 5 at that time. And then Tampa Bay went and hit a field goal to make it an 8-point game. At which point we now get to the Green Bay Packers' final drive, where they're going down the field pretty well. And then they get to a goal-to-go situation. And they don't run the ball once. I think it was like 8 yards. They didn't run the ball once. Also, there was a play on 3rd down where Aaron Rodgers like holding the ball. All the people are covered, and there's a lane.
There's a lane. Run. And this is a guy who's like known for scrambling like that.
Yeah, we were just talking about him being mobile.
Yeah.
Doesn't take
but the crazy, I honestly feel this kind of shows you the power struggle. Like this is just the end, not the end, but this is like where it just exploded, the power struggle between Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur lost in that game. Aaron Rodgers didn't help, right? But you have Aaron Rodgers. It's 4th and 8, right? It's 4th and goal, but it's like I think at the 8 or maybe 12-yard line by that point. And you don't go for it. You go for a field goal, and you expect your defense. Yeah, that defense got 3 interceptions, right? But you're really thinking you're going to stop Tom Brady within 2 minutes to be able to like get the ball back? Like, you really think that was going to happen?
With no
that was
timeouts.
Matt LaFleur being cocky.
No, I literally told, I was, as they were about to snap for third down, I literally texted my friend, oh, this is 4-down territory, right? And yeah, he was like, yeah, of course. And then, Aaron Rodgers throws the ball away instead of like running. And then he brought out the field goal unit. We're like, what? What is going on here?
You know what pissed me off about that is like, why throw it? Even if you don't think you'll make it to the touchdown or the end zone, why don't you just run and get some yardage off?
Yeah. Get closer, slide at the 2 or whatever if you don't want to get hit. Don't throw it away. It's 8 yards. So actually that doesn't even make sense, because I was thinking maybe he thought, well, I'm going to have a 4th down to do this. But even still, why would you want a 4th and 8 when you can have a 4th and closer?
Yeah, and I'm amazed that he didn't fight for it, that he didn't fight back, fight him, Matt LaFleur, but maybe Matt LaFleur just took the chance. And then you hear him, some people are saying press conference, he's talking retirement, about his future not being certain with the Green. I think he's not certain if he wants to come back and play with him. And I'll put it like, I wouldn't be shocked if we see an indication that the actual Green Bay Packers, like the ones above, are going to side with Aaron Rodgers. I really wouldn't be shocked, like, just because that was just such a horrible play call to not go for it on that was 4th down territory, plain and simple. Maybe they're going to, credit to him being young. I mean, don't get me wrong. His first 2 coaching seasons, he went all the way to the NFC Championship. That's not a bad thing to talk about, but Rex Ryan did it too in the AFC, and then look, you saw what happened at the end. So it's kind of like, it's just, you don't get those opportunities that much unless you're Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You don't get those opportunities that many times to do that.
That was his 14th conference championship game. Tom Brady.
So Tom Brady, somebody posted this on one of the groups that we're in. Tom Brady, somebody put, in his 40s, he has more playoff wins than some teams have appearances. People try to say it's the Atlanta Falcons. I was like, no, reading is fundamental. In his 40s, meaning 40, 41, 42, and 43, he has more wins. Because that makes, I think he's at 7-2 in his 40s.
That makes sense, because he has 3 wins this year. He had 3 wins in 2019. Yeah, 2019 playoffs. And then, did he have a win last year? Yes, he had 1 win.
Yeah, and no, he didn't. He went out in the wild card that year, and then the other year he won. He won to go to the AFC Championship, but no, hold on. Yeah, they lost the Super Bowl. When they lost the Super Bowl
to the Eagles.
So 3, 5, so it's 7. It's 7, right? 3 now. 3 when they won. 2 when they won the Super Bowl. It's 8. I'm sorry, 8 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways. The Falcons are not in that because we have 10 whole playoff wins, but there's other teams, right? So that's crazy that he has more more playoff wins than some teams in their overall franchise. If I'm not mistaken, I know the Detroit Lions are 1, Cleveland Browns are 1, the Jags are 1. I think the Texans are also 1, and I think the Bengals have a Super Bowl win, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. They don't. So maybe the Bengals. I'm not 100% certain if it's but I know for sure it's those other 4 teams. So that's crazy to think about. I want to go to the AFC. I know you said that the AFC game was not as exciting.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think the NFC game was better. But I think
the NFC game was better, but that only has to do with the fact that Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid are just an amazing combo that even a team as great as Buffalo Bills, they got to run away with it, right? The Kansas City Chiefs ran away with it at the end.
Honestly, it was a good game. And not taking anything away from Mahomes, this one was for me, this is a defense. Because
definitely,
after the first quarter,
when they want to turn on.
Yeah, after the first quarter where the Bills go, they kick a field goal. And then the next drive, it's a 3 and out. They punt the ball, and then Mecole Hardman muffs it. and then the Bills get the ball in goal-to-goal situation and score a touchdown. After that, the Bills are pretty much shut down.
Yeah.
The Kansas City defense was like,
I put my money on if the Kansas City Chiefs win. We'll do this. We'll do something like this similar when we talk about the Super Bowl in a Super Bowl episode. I would not be shocked if the Honey Badger wins the MVP of that Super Bowl. That dude is playing lights out. He wants to repeat. Like, he wants another ring.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be shocked if that dude like picks off Tom Brady and just like is just playing lights out. And that's the kind of energy you love to see, right? Like, just like a dude just like he's just playing lights out. So I will not be shocked if he wins the Super Bowl MVP. But I want to go back to the week before that. That Kansas City Cleveland game.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as close as it was at the end. It was because did Patrick Mahomes get a concussion or did he just get a stinger?
He went into concussion protocol.
But I think it was like they were saying it was more of a stinger than an actual concussion. Like, but that if that's not a concussion, how the hell he got out of the actual not missing?
They say 7 days, right? And it happened early in the day on Sunday, so they were like, okay, well, he's gonna just barely clear it. But it was within the normal time frame for concussion protocol.
Okay, because I always felt like they do like one, like
it's supposed to be 7 days.
Oh, 7 days?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I believe you. So that play that they did, the 4th and 1 to end the regulation against the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, that is going to be one of the plays that if the Kansas City Chiefs win, they're going to credit it to that play. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have, what is it, Hennon?
Chad Henne.
Henne is a backup quarterback. First of all, he comes in and plays admirably.
Yeah.
He does, because I think he was still throwing passes too, wasn't he?
He was.
He played admirably. And then you're thinking, Tony Romo over there is talking. I was like, oh, what you do is you line them up. You don't move. Look at the way they're sitting. They're not going to move. You don't. He was like, oh, they moved. and then he throws it to Hunt. Hunt, falls down, and then that's the end of the game. That honestly was like one of the ballsiest plays I have ever seen. That I was like, when I was watching, because I was painting the living room at the time. This was me, like I'm so prescient. I'm like, oh, I was so shocked that he went for it, but that's why I think Andy Reid will probably win the Super Bowl, just because, again, he'll probably be the first since the Patriots to repeat. And again, I don't think there's any other coach in the NFL that deserves it more.
Yeah. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will also win the Super Bowl. I think they're a more well-rounded team. I have been very impressed with Tampa Bay's defense, though, over the last, I would say, month and a half. They've really impressed me. But, man, you've got the fastest guy in the league with Tyreek Hill. You've got Patrick Mahomes, of course. He's that little shovel on the hand pass thing that he keeps doing that looks so smooth. Like, no one else can match that. I think their running game is actually kind of decent. It's not explosive or anything, but it's kind of decent, especially if Edwards-Helaire comes back. Oh, actually, no, he was back. He played in this last game. So if he comes back healthy, and Darrell Williams is a good change of pace back, man, that offense has got it. And then the defense, like I said, Mahomes is good, but that defense really impressed me. Sorensen, Tyrann Mathieu.
You know what it is, man? It's just one of those. I think what happens with them is just they feed off the energy from the offense. The offense is so explosive that they just start making plays, and then it just starts going. The only thing that I would say that might help the Bucs is the fact that, hey, they're the first team to ever play the Super Bowl in their home field.
Yeah.
And they're giving it to a bunch of so the great thing that the NFL is doing, which is awesome, is they're giving the tickets all to the to first responders, right? To nurses, right? Is it exclusive?
I think
nurses?
It's just healthcare workers, actually.
Healthcare workers. If they're all based in Tampa, they might be.
No. So
they might have a legit home field advantage.
Each team has an allotment. I think it's like a small allotment, like 4, and then the rest comes from Tampa. So yeah. So there's going to be representation from like in every Super Bowl, you always see people with different team
Yeah.
jerseys. So yeah, they're hosting it. I don't think that's going to do much for them because honestly, what's his name? Josh Allen is one of the most explosive quarterbacks this season. He had 50 touchdowns total, between rushing and passing and receiving. And he couldn't do a damn thing against Kansas City's defense, right? Tom Brady's nowhere near that. I'm sorry, he just isn't. And I don't think they have a shot. I'll be really shocked if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl, I will be on the bandwagon of the NFL's rate. But I don't think that's going to happen.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah.
we hope to have like a special about this. So we'll see. We'll keep tuned.
Yeah.
We might have a Super Bowl special.
We might have special guests.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anything else before we wrap up?
Go Falcons.
Go Falcons. Off season is in 11 days. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for our review of WandaVision, which I hope you guys tune in for.
Although this will probably be released.
Yeah, that's true. You'll probably see the WandaVision review before this.
But if you haven't, go watch it. Go check it out.
The link is right there.
Down below.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share with your friends.
All right.